Today we are talking about how everything we have experienced from the moment we were born has brought us to this exact moment so that we can experience this moment precisely the way, how, and with the people we are meant to. So let's break all of this down. Starting off, we have Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now, in numerology and astrology, I prefer to think for every input, there will be an equal and opposite output. Because the entire purpose of this podcast, my business, Real Occult, is applying numerology and astrology to the material world. Right now, I am running a before school, after school program for 164 kids and their families. We have the school community. I have the podcast. We have the YouTube channel on YouTube at Tristan Garrett Mueller. And so the entire purpose is to apply numerology and astrology to the material world. So I prefer to think for every input, there will be an equal and opposite output. And this applies in microcycles, minute to minute, day to day, month to month, year to year, macro cycles, decades to decade, centuries, millennia, etc., etc. And so these are different levels of magnification for the energetic cycles that we are all experiencing throughout this lifetime on Earth. Now, I like to think about living in this universe as every single person was born. We were just popped out into the universe. One day, we started remembering things. And we had all of these family experiences that gave us the foundation we needed to have based on one of the three levels of karma. So the three levels of karma, you have foundational karma, which is seen in the birth chart. You have current karma, which is what we are currently experiencing through the transits of the planets, through the different signs, and where these signs fall in our houses, in our birth chart, our personal years, personal months, personal days, when it comes to numerology. This is all the current karma. And then you have the top layer karma, the created karma, where the universe is able to gauge the status of our learning based on delivering us these experiences and measuring the inputs that we give in response. And so this is how it measures the status of our learning through our current karma, the middle layer of karma, based upon the foundational base layer of karma, the accumulated karma from our birth chart. Okay? And so as we experience these family experiences that we were destined to have because they made us the people we are today, we also had the experiences after becoming 18. So we have the 9-year universal cycles. We have 0 to 9. We have 9 to 18. And then we have 18 to 27, where we have our node reversal, our Saturn return, all of this stuff, completing our first big cycle. We have our 0 to 9. We don't really remember that much of it. 9 to 18, dependent on our family life. In that birth chart foundational layer of karma, we have 9 to 27, which is the first time we have this top layer, the created karma, coming into play. We are free to make our own decisions, and as a result, live with, experience the consequences of those decisions, both positively and negatively. So let's tie all of this back up to what we first started with. We experience everything we have up to this moment, so that in this moment we can deliver another experience to somebody else. And this will, I hope it will make sense. I hope after I'll have to record multiple videos or multiple podcasts about this. I'm walking, it's windy, and this is a very important idea that I'd like to flush out further. And so, take a step back one more time. Within that birth chart, within that numerology of our birth, the year we are born in gives us insight into the role we are meant to fulfill in this lifetime. Much like bees in a beehive, players on a team, we have a specific role to fulfill for the universe. We were born to fulfill this role. We control the magnitude, the intensity of this role based on how many inputs we give the universe. So if, for example, if we are destined to make money and we work a little bit, we give the universe 10 inputs, you'll have $10. You service 10 customers, you'll have $10. If you service 10,000 customers, you'll have $10,000. Either way, that ratio, and this is that input-output equation, Newton's third law, that ratio is determined based on this karma, these 3 layers of karma. And now we're getting convoluted and this thing's getting messy. I apologize. So we have these different layers of karma all coming together to create this ratio. That ratio is set for that time period. However many inputs you give the universe, you will get that many outputs. And that determines the magnitude. So, to illustrate really fast, really quick example. When I was in my mid-20s, I had a business at the time, a little kinesiology business, and I became the daily in-home caretaker, hospice caretaker for my bed-bound grandfather. And so I had my little business, and this thing got cut in half by month 8, and then cut in half again by the end of the first year. I ended up shutting the business down. And it's purely my fault for not handling things properly, correctly, the way I would now. And so, regardless of how big the business was, I was losing a certain percentage of my clients. That experience was already set. I did not give the universe enough inputs prior to have enough wiggle room to make it through. And so the volume of inputs determines how much magnification you have for that role. So a leader, entrepreneurial style leader, the volume of their inputs will determine how big of a business they inevitably grow. I hope that makes sense. And so these ratios are set, and our experiences up to this point are here to deliver that experience to somebody else. Here's an example to tie this thing home. How far in are we? 10 minutes. Yeah. I was thinking we're going to get this in for like the 5-minute mark, but we got way off track. If you're still listening, I genuinely appreciate it. Here's an example to tie this whole thing home. In the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, MMA fighting, right? Octagon fighting. Somebody lives their entire childhood growing up, having the experiences they have so that they become a professional fighter. And then they have their entire career experiences, all building up to the point that they win the championship belt. And then they have all of the experiences defending their belt multiple times, overcoming injuries, overcoming loss, challenges, hardship, barriers, wins, losses, and preps up to the fight. Bloodbath, super close, nail-biting victories to defend the title. Also that predetermined, pre-written, this young buck, big time underdog, nobody's given them a chance to win, can come out, win, and change their entire life. Here's a real life example. You have Ronda Rousey in the UFC. She comes out, she does all of her judo experiences, all of her experiences training for Olympic style competition. Then she has that massive, insane, record-setting run up to being the champion, all of this stuff, so that they can have at the time like the biggest UFC they've ever done overseas. Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, unknown random chick, kickboxer, blah blah blah, so that she can kick her in the head, knock her out, and Holly Holm's forever ingrained in the history of the sport. Ronda Rousey had to have all of her experiences across her entire life. The menial moments, the big moments, the wins, the losses. All so that she could be standing there in the ring in order for Holly Holm to knock her out and be able to transfer so much of that energy onto her. And Ronda Rousey had to have all of her experiences so that she had enough of that energy to transfer over. Because the entire world, literally the entire world, the world at large, simply boils down to energy, frequency, vibration. Nikola Tesla. It is unbelievably real. Energy, frequency, vibration. Everything in the world can be explained with that. Even the word attention, tension. In order to grab someone's attention, you need to create some level of tension, curiosity, intrigue, respect, fear, laughter, enjoyment, something. Attention. Because that's energy, frequency, and vibration at play. This thing got completely off track and out of whack. The entire purpose take home from this entire recording. The universe genuinely wants you to win. The universe is on your side. Winning simply may not look the way you imagined. We are all here to ultimately fulfill a role for the universe. We are not here to change the world. We are here to be changed by the world. And we experience this change by fulfilling our karmic destiny and the role we are meant to fulfill for others in this universe. The universe wants you to win. I want you to win. If you made it this far, I genuinely, truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you. And I will talk to you again soon.